Eric's forecast.
Welcome back. It has definitely been a very warm fall so far here across Acadiana, and you really notice that as we push into the evening hours as temperatures have only been making their way into the mid-70s. Still very sticky out there again this evening. Normally for this time of year, we should be making our way into the lower 60s, so definitely a little bit on the warm side, and we're going to have to deal with that at least for another few days, maybe even into the weekend as well, before we start to see those temperatures cool off a little bit. Taking a look though at the big picture right now, we can see what's left of Nate is now making its way out of Maine and up into Canada, pushing out into the Atlantic Ocean. Now beginning to develop in the Great Plains is our next cold front that's making its way through, producing some showers back through Dallas and also some severe weather making its way up into Missouri. Eventually this front will push down and bring us a chance for scattered showers as we go throughout tomorrow. You do see all these blues. Those are hard freeze and freeze warnings in across a large portion of the Great Plains and up into Minneapolis, and you can see all that cold air unfortunately is going to stay up to the north as our air is going to move out of Texas over the coming days and kind of keep things on the warm and humid side. So we are going to dry out for the second half of the work week, but we are going to keep the warm temperatures. As we go throughout the afternoon, you saw the scattered showers and storms that we had, some torrential downpours producing some minor street flooding here in Lafayette, but now all that's gone. The streets are pretty much dry, and we're starting to see some clear skies make their way in across the region. We will have the chance for a few isolated showers by tomorrow morning as that front gets closer to us, but I think the main concern will be patchy the dense fog as we wake up and get our Tuesday started. As we zoom out a little bit and take our way strolling into the Atlantic Ocean, we can see well off the coast of America, we now have our next storm, which is Tropical Storm Ophelia getting itself together. Things are beginning to fall apart a little bit as far as convection within the last hour or so, but still starting to have a very tight center of rotation. So winds have increased even with the latest bulletin, now up to 50 miles per hour, gust up to 65. So this is starting to get some strength, but the good news is it's going to stay well out to sea and not cause any problems. Could maybe even become a hurricane as we head later into this week, maybe by Wednesday afternoon, maintain hurricane strength through Friday, but then you do see it beginning the weekend as we head into the weekend as it's going to run into some unfavorable conditions. It's still fighting a lot of shear right now, and it is moving over some cooler waters, but as I mentioned, this thing is out well into the sea and not going to cause any problems for land here in America or any other countries in the Caribbean, which is some good news after this very active hurricane season so far. As I mentioned, as we go through tonight, we'll be watching that cold front starting to make its way closer to us. So by tomorrow morning, I wouldn't be surprised if Lake Charles is waking up to a few scattered showers and maybe over towards the Beaumont area. Then that will slowly make its way through. So this will not be a fast-moving front as we go throughout our Tuesday, and that's going to keep the rain chances with us. So you can see by lunchtime, a few scattered showers possible across Acadiana. And then even as we move into the evening hours, the front slowly making its way through, and we'll continue to keep that chance for hit or miss showers with us, maybe one or two stronger storms with that embedded there as well. And then as we go into Wednesday, finally that front begins to make its way out to the east, and then an area of high pressure will be building in, as I mentioned, back over Texas. That'll be sliding our way, helping to bring us a northerly flow, so some lightly drier air will make its way in, but still going to keep us on the warm side with plenty of sunshine as we go throughout the rest of the work week. As for how much rainfall we could see tomorrow, looking to be backing off, not as much as we thought, maybe only around a quarter to a half inch, but you do see where one or two localized spots do get set up, 1 to 2 inches cannot be ruled out in some very isolated spots. As I mentioned, fog could be an issue as well as we wake up tomorrow morning, maybe getting down to around a mile or less in some locations, especially the areas that saw the heavier rain today. You'll have the better chance of seeing more of the heavier fog by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. So as we go through the rest of tonight, the big story is it's just very tropical out there. You're definitely going to need to turn the AC on once again. Maybe a few isolated showers out to the west towards the lake with patchy the dense fog moving in. We'll go 20% for those rain chances by tomorrow morning. And then as we go throughout much of our Tuesday, we'll bump the rain chances up to 60% with on again, off again scattered showers and storms possible, along with a few heavy downpours. But in between the rain, it'll still get rather warm and humid. We're going for a high of 89, but heat indices could top out around 99. So still feeling very summer-like out there for our Tuesday. And then remaining warm Wednesday and Thursday, upper 80s. Then maybe even lower 90s by Friday and Saturday. Could be approaching record highs. The good news is it is looking dry for the activities this weekend, which is some good news, but just going to be on the warm side. And then maybe finally starting to see the temperatures fall off a little bit as we move into the middle of next week.
Very good. Thanks, Eric.
And still ahead on KTC, thousands